Hello, Rav Simcha Milner. You wrote quite a few comments here on this video I put up. I put it up July 28th, 2022, I believe. I'm pretty sure that's the year. On the Satmar Rebbe's Ala Gula Bala Tamura. And I have a lot to say, and it's hard for me to write. I don't have a computer. I have an ancient iPhone, which I run this whole site for it, so I'm going to try and answer a few of your points here. Now, this was the first clip of Ala Gula of Ala Tamura, first chapter, I believe. There's about 20 lessons on the introduction and maybe 150 chapters. I don't know exactly right now. It's not in front of me. And this was number one. Now, in it, I didn't re-listen to it, but in this chapter he says the Jews, this I'm quoting you, were slaughtered because they followed Zionism. Now, this you have to know, you have to learn a little bit about Maimer Shalosh Shavuos, which says, if you're over the three O's, and one of them is not to dochek the kates, there'll be a Holocaust. Ani matiras basarchem ka'ayalos asadeh. Which is a Holocaust, and that's what you're quoting the rebbe is saying in Ala Gula Ala Tamura. Now, for this you have to learn Vayol Moshe Maimer Shalosh Shavuos, and the Shalosh Shavuos are Tokef. Now, I'll tell you, you quote later on in your comments here you quote Rav Kook. Now, you should know. And this is a big yediyah that Rav Shlomo Aviner didn't know, and Rav Moshe Suriel Zecher Bracha didn't know, that Rav Kook held the three O's were halacha l'maisa, and I'll tell you where you can find it in the Siddur, in the commentary on Birchat Hamazon. He says we have to be strong and we have to be healthy, but with our strength, we have to be sure not to revolt against the goyim, because we're nishba b'shalosh Shavuot. So because it comes from Rav Yirmiyahu Cohen, it's his bekiyas. I asked him where he got the bekiyas. It's his bekiyas, and it's a tremendous bekiyas. Now, and I made a quick answer, but you didn't like it. I said they couldn't get in. In the early 1920s, the British would let the Jews in. Yes, they had a quota, whatever it was, say 50,000 a year, whatever it was. But the only people that wanted to come, the big aliyahs were finished. The only people that wanted to come were the Ger Hasidim, the Polish Hasidim. Because the Ger Rebbe said, the Imre Emes said, go settle in Eretz Israel. And this would have politically tremendously upset the Zionist rule here, because they would have voted against Weizmann and the Zionists. So what did Weizmann do? And I called him Rav Kook's friend, and we'll get to it maybe. Weizmann told the British, well, we can't, we have no place for them, and put the limit down to maybe 10,000 or whatever it was. The numbers you could find on Wikipedia, and you could find in the history books. And he wouldn't let them come in. I do have in my family from Poland, a Gera family. They came then 100 years ago, 100 and a couple of years ago. They came to Eretz Israel. They did get in. They got a visa. Now, he distributed his visas only to his friends. They had a few thousand that would come, Chilonim, and all the rest were given to Rav Kook. Rav Kook who could distribute the visas. People wrote, and they have a whole book. You'll never see a book. Letters to Rav Kook. And the main thing is, you'll see that people like the Briskerov wrote him, and other great Gedolim, Harav going at Tzaddik, they needed his toiva, they needed visas. And when the Satmar Rebbe wanted to come, he refused to take a letter it was already in 1945 then. He refused to take a letter from the Zionists, and he somehow got away from the Rabbanut. Then you answer on this. The Hasidim were told by their Rebbe's not to go. Yes, the Belzerov told people not to go, and the Satmar Rebbe, until maybe 1938, maybe, he told people not to go. But this was not a glot Isur, because people that came to Eretz Israel, they became Hilonim. That's what happened. But the bells are off, different people, he gave them a heter to come. Yes. Rav Arla wrote, the Baal Shomer Emunim, he came, he wouldn't go without a heter from the bells of Rav, the bells said, you can go. And the satmar Rebbe also told people, a lot of people then, before he, like I said, in 1938, he stopped giving eitzes. I don't know what to say anymore. It's written in the biographies, you can see. But the satmar Rebbe did let people come. And one person I knew when I lived in Beit Vagan, a shchuna here in Yerushalayim, I believe his name was Bodenheimer. And he told me the story that he asked the Rebbe, he wouldn't go wherever he was, I don't know. I could find out because I know his son-in-law. He the satmar, he said, you can go. And his son-in-law is a neighbor of mine, and I speak to him quite often. Okay, now another thing you said in your note here is they should have listened to Rav Tzvi Yehuda Kook, because they didn't follow Zionism, and you call him a goin, Rav Tzvi Yehuda Kook. So I wrote here, he was a goin. I said, first of all, I knew I met him a few times. One, my friend Rabbi Zimmerman, Rav Avram Yitzchak Levi Zimmerman, the son of Rav Chaim Zimmerman, told me he's speaking tonight. Go see him at the Leroy at Gimelella Rav Kook. I went to see him. I was impressed. He had a charisma, named the Bear. But going now, I wrote here that he was the only Rosh Yeshiva. He switched the Seder of Merkaz Harav, that he did not give a shir klali in Gemara, which is every yeshiva has a shir klali every week from the Rosh Yeshiva in Gemara, and Sugis in the Gemara. Rav Tzvi Yehuda didn't do it. He talked philosophy, Amuna. That's what he said in the shir klali. And I said, that you can't call such a person a goin. So you seem not to like that. And you commented, did the Baal Shem Tov give a shir klali? So, okay, this is, what was it, 18? No, he didn't have a yeshiva. But today, every Rosh Yeshiva gives a shir klali. Could be somebody else doesn't give it, but he was Yachid. Okay. Now, I have a letter here in front of me. It was printed by Rav Atiyah, who I put up from his grandson, Rav Eliyahu Atiyah. He's one of the great goinim of Breslov, also a neighbor of mine. And in this book, his father wrote, or his grandfather, I'm not sure exactly who, definitely one of the Rav Atiyahs. He came out with the first book against the 3 O's. And in it, he brings a letter from Rav Tzvi Yehuda. Wow, amazing. Torah Rabbah that you did it. Now, why didn't Tzvi Yehuda, if he was so sure of himself, why didn't he write a book against the 3 O's? And he waited until Rav Atiyah did it, and he gave him a shikol. So, I don't think he was the biggest goin in the world. And there's a lot about him. There's a Rabbi Berkovitz. I think it's Dov Berkovitz. If you can send me your email, or anybody wants to see it, put your email in the comment here on this, or on the original one, the original clip. I want to say who's saying these shirim. This is Rav Yirmiyahu Cohen, who had the tremendous beginning. He said you have to learn by your emotion. The first 70 shirim he put up, they had an internet site, a YouTube site, and they're all there, the first 70 shirim. And then he stopped doing it. So I was so impressed with the first 70 shirim. They have a site, it was called Torah True Jews, and now it's called Torah Jews, where all the shirim from there so I took the next shir, and all of it is to the end. Bob channel. By the way, it runs only with a computer. So after we finish these Okay, Rav Simcha Milner. Basically, that's what I have to say now. If you have any more comments, you can leave them here, or you can leave them on where you put the first one, on the chapter 1 of Allah Ula Vala Tamura, Kol Tov, Chodesh Tov, Shavua Tov, Hakutavach, Kol Tov.